Hello everybody. I'm trying to put this video out today, so hopefully we'll be getting there, but we'll see. I am in the messiest shirt ever. I don't even know if you can see. My son stained it all up at lunch and then I kept spilling coffee on it somehow. I don't know how. So that's nice. And so I've got to change shirts, but it's been a crazy morning since getting back from vacation. I went to the chiropractor, got groceries, ran out with some friends. Made a call. I need to make another call. Got an ultrasound appointment today. Need to get my YouTube stuff done. Make sure my husband makes another call. It's been kind of chaotic, but a good day on the whole. I got a $1 beverage, so I'm very excited about that. Been sipping it slowly. Let's get into the update. We are 21 weeks yesterday, so 21 weeks one day, which is usually when I end up getting around to actually filming my videos. Sorry.
Well, the moment you felt you could start over new was the same that you realized the stories were true. You opened your eyes and the world you could see wasn't dim, it was brighter. You'd have to agree. They were buried with the dawn. And oh, now you feel alive for the very first time. Oh, now your fears are gone. They were buried with the dawn. And oh, now you feel alive for the first time. Not hold me yet. Not hold me yet. No, you're not hold me yet. No, not. But you finally found the way.
I have some updates here. First of all, one big exciting thing. I think it was last week that the baby was the size of a pomegranate, and this week I believe it's a mango. Papaya. The baby is as big as a papaya according to my app. So I don't know if that's right or not. Either way, exciting thing, I've been able to feel a baby kick on the outside of my stomach. I have an anterior placenta again. That was confirmed at like 15 weeks, somewhere in there. I had an ultrasound that a friend of mine did, and she was like, oh, you have an anterior placenta. They're not like diagnostic, but if your placenta's in front of your baby, you can tell. And you could see my cord and my placenta really well in the ultrasound that she did. Being able to feel baby kick on the outside has been really cool, but it's just so unpredictable. And I always miss it because she just is everywhere constantly. He, she, whatever. Everywhere, constantly. But like, it'll be up here one minute and then down here the next minute and over here, and then it's too much. So it's really the same spot twice in a row, and it's just really difficult. So I'm trying to find more pattern to it first, and then I am hoping I can like actually have my husband like feel it, because there was a couple of times where he like was kicked but couldn't feel it. Well, I don't think he was like actually putting pressure on my belly, and that's why. I went to the chiropractor today, and the chiropractor said that my back is actually fairly fine for having sat in the car for 28 hours and like total with all the driving that we did and everything. And with the fall that I had last week, it was like 2 weeks ago now, either way, almost 2 weeks ago now. And he said that, you know, despite all of that stuff, it looked pretty good, and he thought that because I ended up sleeping on a firm mattress at my aunt's house, and he thought that combined with all the walking and exercising that we did, that is kind of what kept me in pretty good shape and not feeling super crappy. So I was like, all right, I'm good with that, because I did not want to feel crappy. And he said that the lower lumbar is a little tight, which even a little in pregnancy can cause problems. So he loosened me up, but it was really easy adjustment. And so he was like, that's probably just from you sitting like this in your seat on the way home yesterday and not having like walked since. So he was like, it adjusted really easily. So, as long as you're walking around staying pretty loose, like wait a couple weeks to come back. So I just scheduled for 2 weeks. just in case I really wanted to like come in at that point, and if I don't want to, I can always push it out. But I just scheduled for 2 weeks and figured it would be fine. Better safe than sorry. And then I do have my ultrasound today, which I'm very excited for. I am a little nervous though, because ever since we like made the decision to not find out whether it was a boy or a girl, I've had this like fear, because I've heard so many stories of people who have either had like really inexperienced ultrasound technicians, or people just like slip up, or people who are rude, and like they don't tell you like, hey, I'm going to type in the baby's gender because it is important for blah, 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 blah. I need you to look away. Or like, I'm just going to check out these areas, please look away. Like, or ask in advance, like, hey, I'm going to go and look at this. Are you finding out if it's a boy or a girl or whatever? Or they accidentally say he or she or something like that later on. And I just like, you know, we've gotten this far without finding out. It's less than half the time left. I really just want to go and not find out until they're born. But like, I'm slightly nervous because if it accidentally happens, I'm just gonna feel so sad. But hopefully it won't, and it'll be fine. But that's like my concern. When I went at like 15-ish weeks, she was moving around like crazy. He, she, whatever. Just being like all rambunctious, which was kind of terrifying a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't really feel it, but I could see it, except for like one time. She's not a fan of the ultrasound wand or the heartbeat like wand. What was the heartbeat called? I had this issue before. We all know what it's called. You're screaming it on the other side. I can see it. You know what I mean. Anyway. The Doppler. You got it. I got it. All right. Thank you. Anyway. Doesn't care for that. So initially, I get big kicks that hurt. And I still get big kicks that hurt when Gabriel like knees me in the stomach in the morning. But otherwise, the belly's become a decent shelf for children. Not like huge enough to like really rest on, but like not have to use my core muscles as much to keep them up, which is helpful. Ah, man. Anyway, today I'm feeling like all kinds of blah, and I might take a nap if I have time. I've got like 2 calls to make. But if I can make my 2 calls, I might just take a nap. Sitting in the car, my feet got like a tiny bit swollen, like when I couldn't stretch them out. So it was important for us to stop frequently so that I was okay and that I could pee and stuff. I talked about in my last video how I made it a goal to like really try and take my vitamins and get into a habit of taking my vitamins. I haven't taken them since. Tonight we are having a bonfire, I think. So it's going to be interesting seeing how like tired I am, like adjusting to being home and actually like doing things again. I'm not like working yet. I have client calls starting tomorrow, and I've been working on other activities and things, and then all that kind of stuff. But it's interesting. We'll be getting into it. I am like torn between what I want to do and what I need to do, because like everything's totally disorganized in my brain, but that's because I like shut it off for a week, which was actually really nice and normally not possible. So I contribute that to pregnancy, but I was able to like shut off my brain for the week and like not think about anything unless someone brought it up. But other like outside of that, like it was good, and it was nice and relaxing, and there was nothing else to do, and it was amazing. I had one day last week where I felt like super just not good in general, where I was just like, I feel kind of sick. I feel tired. I feel like out of it. I probably could have just napped and felt fine, but we were out doing things, so I was like, not into it. However, my digestive system has been a lot better since actually like coming home. We haven't even really like gotten back into eating like homemade meals, but everything feels like it's moving again, which it was not for a little while there. So I was like, nice. It was like an every other day thing, which was fine. It wasn't like causing me pain or issues or anything like that. And then it just kind of like kicked into gear, and now it's like a regular daily thing, which is really nice and not something that usually happens during my pregnancy. So it's a positive. It's a big positive. I have decided, I wanted to update you guys, I have decided on doing the weekly postpartum pictures that will be going posted to my Instagram. I'm going to filter them so that they go into my aesthetic, and then I'm going to do an unfiltered version on my story. But the filter is literally just a color filter. I don't edit my pictures except to like zoom them in. I don't, none of them. I literally just put a color filter over them to like a preset to match more of like what I've got going on, and that's literally it. That's all I do. So it's basically going to be the same picture, but I'll put one on without the color filter. Just like last time, I didn't have any like bruising or big red angriness on my stomach after birth, but just in case, like that's something like skin coloration is something people want to see or feel insecure or uncomfortable about, like it will be on my story in the correct color. It just, I'm not trying to hide anything by putting a different color over it. I don't really think it'll change the point of the picture, which is like, I'm going to have fat and weight and flab and lots of stretch marks because I just had a baby and lots of extra skin. Depending upon how quickly my stomach shrinks down again, like last time, like my stomach like super deflated. Not everyone looks like that after they give birth, and that's not after every baby. But my stomach like super deflated after having Gabriel, and it like caused my skin to go all the way back, and it didn't snap back. It was too stretched. It was a lot, and it was a lot of skin that just, it never fully went away. It did eventually tighten up a lot more, but it never fully went away. And now that I'm like stretched into like baby land, it's very, I would say like the perfect level of stretch for my stomach to not be stretched and not have a bunch of extra skin and just be at its own like comfortable level halfway through a pregnancy. So like there was a lot of extra skin, and I don't think that putting a filter over that will distort it in any way, but just in case it does, I will be posting normal pictures on my story as well. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure that you do by the time the baby is born, because you'll be seeing postpartum pictures. I also post at the end of each trimester, like, these are my weekly pictures for the trimester. Yay! Because I'm doing, like, as you see on these videos, weekly bump pictures. That's where we're at. That's the update that we've got. So let's take a look at this week's belly. When I pull it up like to here, rather than just like, oh, hey, nice, but like this, it's like, oh, hello. And that's about all I have for this week's baby update. I totally thought I had more, but here we are. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see more videos when they come out. I will have to go get that baby, so we'll see you next time.
Love, Genevieve.